Hello, yoga teachers. Welcome. Oh my gosh, I am really excited for today. There is some big news happening. Yesterday, Yoga Alliance just released all of their new standards. Not all of their new standards, but a lot of their new standards, especially for RYS's 200. So those registered yoga schools 200. Now, in the past 24 hours, I've gotten 2 emails. They sent out a big email to the membership community, and then they also sent out an email just to RYS 200s. So check your email for this, and I'll also make sure to post all the links. But there are some really big changes that are happening that will directly affect you. If you ever plan on starting a teacher training, or if you're already working on a teacher training. Now, there's a few big things like changes in the core competencies. There's some changes in how they're going to be getting feedback and doing some reviews and things like that. Those are going to take some time, and I don't consider those big changes because we can slowly adjust for those. But one of the biggest changes is something you need to get on right now. Like, you need to start planning for this right now. And this affects the lead trainer. Yoga Alliance just announced that for you to run an RYS 200, you need to be, for the lead trainer, you have to be an E-RYT 500. Yes, that is a big shift. Previously, you only had to hold an E-RYT 200. And I know that there's a lot of yoga teachers out there with just an E-RYT 200 doing their yoga schools. And that's okay. But you now have to upgrade, get your 500, and become an experienced 500-hour teacher. So let me tell you, oh, and the other big thing about this is you also now, as lead trainer, you have to teach 75% of the yoga teacher training. Yeah, 75%. Previously, the lead trainer only had to teach 32.5%. That's really low. I can't say I'm upset by any of these updates and these increases in standards. I'm really excited for this, but I really need you to start looking at how you're going to upgrade your own teaching and your own training. Because if you're running a school right now, you need to make sure that you are going to be changing and updating and upgrading your certifications. So as lead trainer, you have to teach 75%, and you need to be an E-RYT 500. Now, what does that mean? Where it's really important that you start looking into your own credentials. An E-RYT 500 obviously has to do a 300-hour upgrade. You have to have the 500 hours of teaching experience, or 500 hours of training. Attend an RYS 300. Now, you also have to teach 2,000 hours to get that E, to get that experience. Okay? You need to teach 2,000 hours, and 500 of those hours have to be after you completed your 300-hour training. So this is why you need to get on this right away. To get your E-RYT through 500, you have to complete a 300-hour, have 2,000 hours of experience teaching, and complete 500 of those hours after your 300-hour. That's a lot of teaching experience and teaching time that you need to log, which is why you need to take your 300 right now. Okay? So let's just say that you're like, man, I'm already enrolled in a 300-hour and this isn't a big deal. I'm going to graduate in December. I need to also tell you that these standards go into effect February of 2022. So you may be thinking, oh, plenty of time. February 2022, it's not even 2020 yet, Allison. Like, come on. Well, if there's one thing I have learned as I've gotten older, it's that time goes faster. I swear, it like speeds up. So 2022 will be here before you know it. And you need to make sure that you're getting a lot of teaching time from now until 2022. Plus, you have to finish your 300-hour. So let's go back to this ideal situation. And let's say that you're already in a 300 hour and you're finishing it up and you're going to graduate in December of 2019. So basically, from 2020 to 2022, you have 2 years to complete 500 hours of teaching. There's 52 hours in a week, so you have 104 weeks. You basically need about 5 hours of teaching time per week, and that gives you 2 weeks of vacation a year. That's very doable. That's not too bad. Now, let's say that you are not planning on doing a 300-hour right now. Let's say that you are still looking for a 300-hour, or it wasn't even on your radar. You need to get your butt in a 300-hour right now because the sooner you graduate, the sooner you're going to be able to start logging those teaching hours. Let's say that you don't get into a 300-hour until 2021. Well, a 300-hour will take you some time to complete. The 300-hour I'm about to run is 9 months, one weekend every single month, plus some in-between hours as well. 300 hours is a lot of time. You can do an immersion, but I guarantee, personally, I don't have time to take off from my family and my job and go and live in Belize. It's just not really, I also don't have the funds to do that. So doing 1 hour or 1 weekend a month is a much more realistic and doable way to do this, especially if you own a studio. You can't just leave for a month and a half. But it's going to take you a little bit longer to complete. So you need to get your butt in a 300-hour right now. So then you can start logging those hours after you graduate from your 300-hour, because you're going to need 500 teaching hours after your 300-hour. So let's say that you don't finish until the beginning of 2021. Now you have 1 year to get 500 hours of teaching. You need to be teaching at least 10 hours a week, every single week, in order to get those 500 hours before that deadline. So it's imperative that you start right now. Now, here's what I see is going to start happening in the yoga world. And please keep in mind, this is my very own opinion. I don't know. It may not come to fruition. We're going to see. What I think may start happening with these standards, or this standard improvement, is we're going to start seeing some changes in our RYS 200s. Currently, it seems like everyone and their mom is offering a 200-hour yoga teacher training. You may be thinking, you know what? I don't think I really want to do a 200-hour. I don't want to get my E-RYT 500. Well, then, do you really need to offer a 200-hour yoga teacher training? What if instead you started offering immersions? Yeah, a lot of teachers or a lot of students who are coming into our teacher training are not really wanting to become teachers. They're looking at taking a deeper dive into their yoga practice. The 200-hour program is also pretty expensive. What if you started offering 100-hour yoga immersions? You don't have to become a teacher. It's a deeper dive into your yoga practice. What would that look like? Do you think that you could start setting this up as a yoga teacher? You don't have to be an E-RYT 500 to do this. You just need to have good workshop skills, good marketing skills, and be able to put together programs. I'm going to tell you right now, in my Yoga Teacher Talk Facebook group, this is what we specialize in, is we're going to help you put together these workshops and these programs for teacher trainees and also just deeper dives for immersions. I think this could be a good market for a lot of yoga teachers out there. I think we may start to see a decrease in yoga teacher trainings and an increase in maybe 50 or 100-hour yoga immersions. So you should come and join us over at Yoga Teacher Talk. I'm going to be talking more and more about this over the next few weeks because I think these new increases in standards are going to really change some of the marketplace. So join us over there and we can start brainstorming and planning together. But I want you to just start wrapping your head around this. If you want to offer yoga teacher trainings and train yoga teachers, get your butt in a 300-hour right now. I have one coming up here in Longmont, Colorado, starting in September. And if you register before September 1st, we'll help you. We're going to give you an early bird discount. And you're going to be working with really experienced yoga teachers who are running yoga teacher trainings, who are working on building events and conferences, who are running studios. Shauna and I are very experienced in this kind of realm. And we will help you get that 300-hour and make you really confident with your 200-hour yoga teacher trainings. We'll increase your depth of knowledge and just help you grow your programs. And if you're kind of thinking, I don't want to do my E-RYT 500, then I want you to look at this alternate route and start building some workshops or some immersions for your students. Join us over in the Yoga Teacher Talk group, and we'll kind of chat there about how this can affect us. So either option is great, but pay attention to these standards. Yoga Alliance says that they're going to keep unveiling new standards for yoga teachers, for the schools, and it's just going to keep growing. I think we're going to start seeing an increase in our standards, which is really wonderful. It's long overdue, honestly. So please stay on top of your emails. Whenever you see an email from Yoga Alliance, time for you to read it. All right. If you have any questions, join us over in the Yoga Teacher Talk Facebook group. Ask here in the comments. I love talking to you guys, and I would love to answer any questions. I'm also going to include some links so you can check it out. Check out what Yoga Alliance is saying. All right, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.